Welcome back to My Audit Lab. This is Hamza. Today is a special episode where we're bringing it all together and going over the top 10 most critical areas for 2025. These findings are based on feedback from boards, audit committees, and audit chiefs, as well as from peer discussions, audit planning documents, extensive literature review, and insights from internal experts to determine emerging risks rising from changing business circumstances. You can use this research to benchmark audit plan coverage, guide the development of risk assessment conversations, as well as to educate the audit committee on trending risks. As expected, tech-related risks lead the critical audit areas for 2025. The cybersecurity threat landscape is more challenging now than ever. Cybercriminals are leveraging advanced tools like AI and deepfakes, with deepfake incidents increasing tenfold between 2022 and 2023. Over 80% of organizations face at least 25 cybersecurity incidents annually, while 93% organizations have experienced 2 or more identity-related breaches with human and machine identities posing significant security risks. Yet many organizations underinvest in response and recovery capabilities. For example, only 25% of CISOs automate incident response processes. This gap increases the risk of data breaches and operation disruptions, making cybersecurity a critical focus for auditors. With the rise of AI and analytics, data governance is more important than ever because it is a cornerstone of effective AI and analytics strategies. Yet despite accounting for 2.5 to 7.5% of IT budgets, data governance initiatives are making limited progress. Poor quality data costs organizations an average of $12.9 million annually, and only 60% of executives report using data to drive innovation, a figure that hasn't improved since 2019. With 52% of data leaders citing data quality issues as a barrier to AI implementation, strengthening governance is essential to avoid falling behind competitors. IT governance is a critical area as organizations increased IT spending by 8% in 2024. With growing IT complexity, cloud concentration, and risk of costly disruptions, effective governance is essential. IT ecosystems are becoming more complex, with 44% of outages stemming from applications or infrastructure issues, costing global 2,000 companies $400 billion annually. Cloud concentration adds another layer of risk, as over half of organizations experience cloud-related operational issues in the past year. Without robust governance, organizations face disruptions, vendor lock-ins, and increased costs. While 59% of organizations underwent significant technology changes in 2023, and global digital transformation spending projected to reach $3.9 trillion by 2027, many initiatives failed to deliver expected ROI. Digital transformation is critical for staying competitive, but 70% of projects fail due to poor execution, ineffective change management, and skills gaps. 73% of employees worry about insufficient training to use AI tools effectively. Without addressing these risks, organizations risk wasting resources, averaging $18 million annually on unused applications, and falling short of transformation goals. The regulatory landscape is evolving rapidly, driven by global elections and heightened transparency expectations from regulatory bodies. Elections introduce uncertainty about political shifts and resulting regulatory changes. A study across 23 countries shows policy uncertainty rises by 13% before elections. Moreover, organizations face increasing demands to disclose cybersecurity breaches, report on sustainability, and implement resilience measures. Failing to adapt to these changes can lead to financial penalties, operational setbacks, and reputational damage. While 60% of CAEs will definitely cover regulatory compliance in 2025, only 43% are highly confident to deliver. Auditors must ensure that organizations have processes for disclosing cybersecurity breaches, including frameworks for materiality determination and clear communication protocols. The growing reliance on third-party vendors, including AI-driven solutions, has made monitoring data usage and protection increasingly complex, especially as AI functionalities become embedded in third-party products. Risks now extend beyond security lapses to include unintended data usage, regulatory breaches, and financial exposure. Many tech companies now include broad contractual clauses, which often allow vendors to use sensitive data for AI training and product improvement, amplifying the risk of information leakage through embedded AI tools like Microsoft Copilot, for example, which is used by 40% of Fortune 100 companies. To address these risks, organizations need proactive governance, strong controls, and a clear understanding of third-party relationships. AI governance is a high-risk audit area as organizations ramp up investments in AI and generative AI. 90% of organizations plan to deploy AI by 2026. 73% are already increasing investment. 53% of organizations are spending over $1 million annually on Gen AI, and AI software spending is projected to grow from $124 billion in 2022 to $300 billion by 2027. Yet challenges like inflated expectations, unreliable outputs, and employee over-reliance threatens ROI. 49% of technology leaders highly involved in AI cite estimating and demonstrating the value of AI as a top barrier to implementation. 59% of CIOs cite hallucination and reasoning errors as their top concern. Without effective governance, organizations risk poor returns on investment, legal liabilities, and reputational damage. Organizations are shifting their ESG programs from voluntary reporting to mandatory compliance, driven by evolving regulations. The EU's Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive alone expands disclosure requirements from 11,700 to 50,000 companies, a 400% increase. As a result, nearly half of CFOs plan to enhance ESG reporting efforts. Yet the data remains a weak link. 66% of organizations either do not collect ESG data or only do so partially. Accuracy is critical, not just for compliance, but also for investor confidence, with 85% demanding the same level of assurance for ESG data as for financial statements. Poor data quality can lead to severe consequences, such as fines up to 5% of global turnover under the EU's Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive. Long-term demographic shifts are reshaping labor market dynamics, while increased demands for worker productivity are straining employee engagement. Organizations are facing growing hiring needs as a record number of employees approach retirement, yet talent shortages persist. 81% of non-executive directors cite talent scarcity as a risk to business continuity. At the same time, workplace stress is at an all-time high. More than 75% of employees and 63% of managers report feeling burnt out or disengaged. This disengagement translates into performance concerns. 50% of US employees are not engaged at work, and 16% are actively disengaged. With 44% of global employees experiencing high levels of daily stress, organizations risk increased attrition, recruitment difficulties, and declining productivity. Supply chain governance is a critical area as organizations face increasing disruptions, regulatory pressures, and visibility challenges. With 77% of organizations losing over $1 million due to supply chain disruptions in 2023, and 88% reporting impacts on critical customers and markets, effective governance is essential. Supply chain interruptions are increasingly common, with organizations investing in resilient strategies like multi-sourcing and regionalization. However, 71% of supply chain leaders had to revise their plans during disruptions, and 65% of procurement executives rate third-party risk management as low maturity. Balancing resilience investment with regulatory compliance and visibility remains a key challenge. Thank you for watching. These are premium tips and insights, so please include them in your audit planning. Share with others in your network who may need them, and I'll see you in the next videos about insights on how to audit these critical areas. Stay sharp and keep auditing.